Now for the highlight of my day, I have the opportunity of sitting down with Ms. Sheree Whitfield from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hi Sheree, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's such a pleasure to be in your company today.
Thank you.
And I know we're on limited time, so we're just going to get right to it.
Okay.
Everybody wants to know about the first episode from the second season, the explosive moment between you and the party planner, Anthony.
Oh my gosh.
Do you regret how it turned out at this point? Would you do anything differently?
You know what? I don't think there was much I could do differently. You know, I'm under the impression that I'm dealing with a professional.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go into that office to have a meeting with him, even though he was unprofessional and he hung up on me and he said some things, I still took the higher road and I chose to go in and have a meeting with him in his office.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there was nothing I could do differently. That you saw the edited version. I mean, this guy really attacked me. He literally stood up above me to one time punch me, they pulled him
Wow.
away, another time to smack me. So,
Wow.
I mean, you know, and I take that to say that I think that people like him are opportunists. That, you know, he'll do whatever he needs to do to secure a spot on the Real Housewives or TV, period.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that.
And he had his 5 minutes.
He had his 5 minutes.
Right. But out of that situation came a phrase that you've coined that
Oh,
everybody's talking about,
Yeah.
everybody's using. What is that phrase, Sheree?
Oh, don't check me, boo.
And you said it just like that, so calm.
You
and
know
I
what?
love it.
I get so many requests for t-shirts and they're like headbands and
Yeah.
towels and I had to trademark it. I had to trademark
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I got t-shirts coming and everything, so
Did you even see that coming?
I did not see that coming. Mm-mm.
Amazing, amazing,
Mhm,
amazing.
mhm.
So there's t-shirts. Where can we get them if people want them?
They'll be on my website. I actually just did a contest. So I'm going through, you know, I had so many requests and so I'm going through all the, you know, the t-shirt designs. I had
Mhm.
a contest who can come up with the best, who's going to check me with a t-shirt design.
Yeah.
So that's over and I'm going to go through those and then hopefully we can have them on the site by next week, you know, www.shebysheree.com.
Okay. Now, on a serious note, you know that you guys have a lot of fans. There are a lot of people who watch the show weekly who love you, who love each character per se on the show. But then there's also the haters. So how do you deal with the people who have negative things to say? Do you read the blogs?
You know what? I used to read the blogs. I stopped reading the blogs because
Okay.
they're so very negative. And all I can say is that I can only speak for myself. But to me, all the positive feedback, all the wonderful emails and confirmations I get from young girls, women, men,
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, they say that I inspire them or, you know, they look up to me, they love my confidence, they love my strength. To me, that outweighs any negativity. Any that. If I can make one person feel good about themselves or, you know, make them, you know, give them the ability to dream big or dream, you know, bigger than they thought, then, hey, I've done a good service.
So tell us about She by Sheree. I know the line is coming out soon. You've got some big plans for New York Fashion Week. Tell us about that.
I know, you heard about
Oh,
that.
yeah, of
Okay,
course.
the buzz is out. Yes, absolutely. I am at New York Fashion Week, September 13th.
Okay.
I'm very excited. I'm getting kind of nervous. This is something that was kind of like last minute. I just kind of jumped on. I was like, you know what? It's time. I'm going to do it. And it's actually just a premiere. I'm premiering my line.
Okay.
But I'm excited because, I mean, for me to even be able to premiere my line during New York Fashion Week is amazing.
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 Amazing accomplishment. Well, tell everyone when they can see The Real Housewives of Atlanta on Bravo. When does it air?
Real Housewives of Atlanta comes on Bravo at 10 p.m. Thursdays. Actually, before, I think they run it all, you know, the earlier that day.
Previous
Yeah,
episodes.
they run all the previous episodes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you continued success in the future.
Thank you so much. I wish you the same.
Thank you. And now I'm sitting down with the flawless, absolutely beautiful
Thank you.
Kandi Burris, formerly of the group Escape. She is the newest cast member of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. So I have to ask you, did you watch the first season of the show at all?
Yes, I did.
You still wanted to be on the show?
I actually was supposed to be doing the show with Tiny and Toya at
Mhm.
first. And so things didn't work out with the producer of the show. He just wanted to use them too. And it was like the following week after they told me I wasn't going to be a part of that show, the people from Housewives called me.
Okay.
So I was thinking like, well, maybe everything happens for a reason. Maybe it was meant for me to be a part of that show. And if it hadn't have been for me thinking about doing the thing with Tiny, I probably wouldn't have been as open to
To
it.
doing reality.
But it was like, oh well, you know, what's the difference? One reality show to another.
So you didn't have to go through any audition process. It was a simple phone call.
Well, no, they reached out to me and asked if they could meet with me, and I was
Okay.
like, cool. But I don't think that they were already decided on who they were going to use. It was just like they came, met with me, and I was like, okay. But I didn't really think that they wanted to use me because, you know, I wasn't married. I was engaged, but I wasn't married. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I didn't really see myself being on that show. But they called me again and was like, well, we really would like for one of the other producers to sit down with you. And I was like, okay. And after that, it was just kind of like they wanted to use me.
Well,
So,
they did. Okay. Speaking of being engaged, much of your storyline on the show deals with your engagement to AJ, who
and
has.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Really?
No, I didn't. Like you said, I did watch last year. And to me, they showed the other husbands or beyond boyfriends or whatever, but they didn't really focus on them like that.
Right.
So I wasn't expecting, you know, my situation to focus on AJ like it has, and I really kind of feel bad about that.
Really? So you're upset about that?
I'm not upset. He's upset.
He's upset about it.
But I just kind of feel bad because I signed up for it, and he's getting so much negative, you know, press for it. And he wasn't really even trying to be in the limelight like that.
Right, right. He's obviously a great guy. As far as you're concerned, you love him, you care about him.
He's a really good guy.
And there's an ongoing conflict between your mother and AJ. Has that changed? Will she come around?
Well, it hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed.
No.
And that's got to be difficult for you.
Very.
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 Wow. So tell us about what's going on with you musically, because she is a Grammy Award-winning writer. She wrote No Scrubs for TLC. I mean, she's got her hands in just about everything musically. So tell us what's coming up next for you.
Well, I have an album that's coming out. It's going to be released November 10th. And I have a new single with myself, Rick Ross, and Rashida.
Okay.
And I'm so excited about the album. Tiny, Escape member, she's gonna be on the record with me. We have a hot song together, and then also Gucci Mane is on the album. And just overall the production, like Jazzy Faye, Drummer Boy, and then you'll see me recording different songs during the course of the season of the show.
Okay.
So it's like half the album is kind of like my soundtrack for what you're seeing and going on in my life. And then the other half is just some jam songs that I just like.
Now, speaking of songs, Tardy for the Party. You got to tell us about that and how that came to be, because that's Kim's first single off of her debut album, correct?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, when they came to me about being a part of the show, the first thing they did say, they were like, well, you know, Kim from the show, she was interested in music. Would you mind working with her, or is that something you'd be open to? And I was like, I mean, we can talk about it. And that's what happened. We talked about it.
We talked about it. And
and you know, I just got in the studio and said, well, we'll see what we come up with. And we came up with something.
last question, because I know you got to go because we're on limited time. Nene, lover or hater? She calls you ghetto.
That's the pot calling the kettle black. That's all I have.
Exactly, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Kandi. It was a pleasure sitting down with you.
Thank you.
All right.